Slick back.
No, no. Slick back.
That's what I said. Slick back.
No, nigga. Slick back. Slick back.
What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topics, tweets, videos y'all want me to talk about tomorrow? Yeah, today's Friday, that's right, the legendary Friday upload, okay? I know. The Game Awards happened yesterday, okay? And whether you play video games or not, all the shenanigans that happened yesterday, absolutely wild. The entire internet is talking about all of the events. So we'll go over that, okay? First, we're going to cover a couple of small stories and everything like that, okay? And then we'll jump and we'll just basically make this show a huge Game Awards recap because man, oh man, it was fire. So before we jump into the Game Awards, let's have a date with Destiny because my man's is single. Brent Player said Destiny's divorce and how Twitter is absolutely clowning on him over it. Oh my god, you hate to see it happen. All right. Everyone's talking about it. This man was trending with like 50,000, 60,000 posts. Usually I'm probably like, dang, you know, that sucks, bro. When I see like internet relationships break up, I'll be like, you know, just hit them with that, face, right? Especially this one. For those of you guys who don't know Destiny, he's a streamer, okay? He got banned on Twitch, I think, a while back ago. He's a political guy, talks really fast, super nerd, you know? But he has a huge following and streams on YouTube. He's pretty big. He's actually infamously known for having a wife. Her name is Melina, which they have an open relationship where they basically talk and open that, you know, she goes around, you know, effing other guys, right? And he's just like, I'm cool with that. As long as I feel secure in my relationship, she can go ahead and do that and I'm cool. And everybody be like, I don't know about that, bro. Well, it seems that not only did they get a divorce, but apparently his wife, Melina, left him to go be with somebody else. Drama Alert tweeted, Destiny's wife Melina, who he's in an open relationship with, reportedly ran off with a man in Sweden. What? And then the links to what looks like to be a message from Destiny saying, I'll have a small convo when I'm back about things. I'm not gonna nuke Melina or anything, but the last 2 months and 2 weeks have been a massive mind F for me, watching her become obsessed with a toxic/abusive guy. In parentheses, when I visited Sweden last, he gave Mel an ultimatum to divorce me and then threatened to kill himself when he didn't do it, among 20 other abusive, manipulative things he's done, and endlessly makes excuses for him, so I'm out. So yeah, they're in an open marriage, but another guy came out and said, leave him or I'm going to kill myself. Oh my god. And she was like, all right, okay. And then that's how this all ends.
I'm in a poly relationship. The reason why I'm in a poly relationship is because I don't give a if my girlfriend goes and another guy, because I know she's coming back to me at the end of the night. Because we love each other. Because I'm a cool person. I know that.
Look, okay, for those of you at home, if you in an open relationship, okay, you and poly, I'm kind of making fun of you guys, okay, because I don't know, I'm a strong believer when you do these kind of events, this is usually the outcome. It seems like also he married her without a prenup, so she's going to go ahead, take that Destiny money that he's been scooping up, and then go be with the dude from Sweden?
God forbid this happens. Will it be fun if this open relationship ends up causing things to fall apart down the line if one of you guys finds yourself in an entanglement, so to speak, with with somebody who you might find a deeper connection with than the other person? Like if that causes the relationship to fall apart, that probably wouldn't be very fun.
No, it would be horrible and it would be sad.
What does it say? Destiny, Josh, yeah, me discovering boundaries was the death knell in this relationship. This proves every point I've ever made. Girls can leave you for jobless, manipulative losers if they just play their cards right. Yeah, I wanted a massive therapy session to see if I could express myself better and iron out some boundaries, but it's hard for me to ask for anything. I've been a pushover for so many years. So what?
You guys have a high degree of confidence that your marriage will last for decades?
I mean, I married her without a prenup, so I fucking hope so. Okay, or else this motherfucker's gonna be.
Oh man. Look, hate or love Destiny. There's a lot of people that hate this man. There's a lot of people that love this man. He got some wild, insane takes. He do some things, but like, Ugh, that's rough. And it goes on with all of these clips that just age terribly. And all of these people, Destiny has made a lot of enemies during his tenure on the internet. And so if you just go on Twitter, everybody is just roasting this man. Normally you already get roasted for, being a cuck or being in an open relationship where you, get your wife shared around. That's already one thing, right? That was already going through. But then to have her divorce you for somebody else, look, this is all I gotta say, bro, is that Destiny, the gym is open, my brother. Okay, my boy Destiny's gonna come out here looking like Toji from Jujutsu Kaisen in a couple of days because, yeah, man, after a breakup like that, you're gonna have to hit the gym. There's my whole opinion when it comes to like open relationships, specifically in this one, right? I saw it coming from a mile away. I've been around on the internet for a long time, and I've seen these nerds, right, or these internet dudes from the gaming communities and stuff who get with like a girl who's like, I would say like a 9 or a 10. Like, let's just keep it real, like do like 5 or 6, but he got some money or he got some talent or he's got some clout, and then bam, you got like a 9 or 10 type girl come here and be like, I love you, and they're in a relationship, and this guy's kind of like, oh my god, like this is just great, and she's just up here absorbing the clout, getting that money. I don't think I've ever seen a situation where that happens and then she, wins. She leaves the relationship with a surplus. Okay. It has always felt like, in my opinion, when I see that dynamic, that she's using him, and I'm guessing he's using her for that companionship, but it never lasts. Ever. That's the situation that's happening with Destiny. I don't think he's responded yet. I mean, he's going to talk his way out of it. He's going to wiggle out of it, but no matter how you look at it, it looks kind of rough. And damn. Like I said, brother, the gym is right there. I'll see you in them streets, okay? Let's go. Let's get these 6 packs together. So guys, a lot of you guys asked me to talk about this fiasco that's happening with the creator of the game Omori OMOCAT. Apparently there's something happening with them and their employee. There's some drama going down, which kind of saddens me because Omori is one of my favorite games of all time. I don't really want to see a lot of drama or controversy around it because it's just, the game is that good to me. It's very important to me. I use it as my subscription thing. When people subscribe to me on Twitch, if you look at my actual name, Omni, it kind of plays off some of the text on there as well. I loved Omori, okay? A lot of inspiration from it, and I thought it was absolutely beautiful. So to see some drama happening with the creator of it, with, I guess, another employee, I guess I'll look into it. What the hell is going on? One of you guys sent me this tweet from this person named Melinkit that said, F it, whatever, I'll just air out my grievances now. I don't feel like carrying this stuff anymore. I joined the Omori team in 2019. I remember being invested in the production right away because getting paid to do dev work on a game I like is basically my dream. I'll read it too, by the way, guys, and give you a little bit of commentary as we go. But yeah, I went crazy on it. I worked harder than I ever have in my life. I did not spend a second on the clock even slightly dicking around. I would regularly work like 12 to 18 plus hour shifts just because I wanted to. Oh my God, I already see where this is kind of going. I've seen this mentality where people come on board and they just overwork themselves because they're super excited or they just want the overtime pay or whatever. But in no world does this usually ever play out as good when you intentionally crunch. A lot of employers stop people from overworking so that they can avoid situations later that can turn south. It's not a flex to say that you worked on a project for 18 hours. It's great that you enjoyed yourself, but it's not a flex at all because it doesn't help anybody, especially not yourself, to be putting 18 hours into a project when this is just work, okay? Put your 8 to 10 hours in and then, check out, okay? Because it's not healthy to just intentionally crunch. I know it feels like you want to, pour everything into it, but as an employer-employee relationship, there's just too much liability as the person who's employing them for them to continue doing that. Anyway, said people would leave for the day, come back in the morning, see me still working. By some divine miracle, I somehow kept that up for like half a year. I felt totally fine the whole time. I was flying, bro. Smarter friends sensed something was wrong and tried to pull me away from work, but Omo resisted because at that time, I was like her golden workhorse. Anyway, fast forward to the 6 months later and I crash and burn out of nowhere. I am straight debilitated. Yeah, I That's what I was saying. That's what's going to happen. Crash and burn. A lot of that was my own doing, of course. I'm under no illusion about that. But when it happened, Omo suddenly started treating me like garbage. She didn't believe me. She said I, quote, just didn't want to work anymore and demanded a doctor's note. And I was like, are you effing serious? She would guilt me into keeping work as hard as I did before, despite the blatant toll on my body, and says she expected better of me and would constantly downplay my illness. I felt miserable physically and emotionally. She made me feel even worse about it. And it's like, this feels really crappy, but fine, it is what it is. Forward again to release. I'm really excited about the launch of the game. I put so much energy and emotional investment into this project. The thing I love the most about devs is seeing the game release and watching people play and enjoy the game. Right before the game launches, Omo pulls the rug from under me and suddenly comes out to say she's taking back the royalties she promised earlier in the year. It soured the entire effing launch. I couldn't even enjoy the one thing I spent a year working on and looking forward to. She goes on to say she put my royalties to a vote and said, quote, I thought you deserved it, but everyone else voted no. What kind of manipulative BS is that excuse? To me, first of all, you're my boss. You know best what I contributed to the project. Second, you're a millionaire and I'm effing poor. Is this a game to you? I felt that one. I felt that one. Third, you're going to throw the whole staff under the bus too? What the F is this? The worst thing is, I know someone who was effed over by Omo way more than I was. I won't name them at their request, but I got like basically the light version of her effery, and even that was personally devastating to me. I actually made a post like this shortly after Omori release, but the entire team banded together Voltron style and begged me to take it down because I am effing weak. I did. Wrapping up, Melon said, I'm still effed up by the burnout I gave myself. I'm sore all the goddamn time. It didn't used to be like that. Sure, my fault, I own it, but to treat me like crap and act like I'm just lazy, actually F yourself. And oh, I don't show up and as a member of the dev team on either their game, website, or on their Wikipedia, even though I show up in the actual game credits like 3 different effing times. That's interesting. I wonder what that's all about. Some other grievances, it was my suggestion to implement the survive at 1 HP mechanic for Omori, because I could already tell players wouldn't get annoyed if they lost because he got mobbed by RNG. Wouldn't you know it, this also shaped the final battle to be as impactful as it is. The Omori character black space thing, but some spoilers in here. Okay, I'm not gonna talk more about it, but it sounds like this Melon kid right here put in a lot of time and energy into creating this game and got literally nothing from it. And if you're sitting here, you're like, man, that was really mean. I cannot believe OMOCAT did that. Literally, like within a couple of hours, someone else quoted, I guess, who knew what was going on and said, I'm scared of being flayed alive by Twitter. But Melon is an actual demon and living flesh for writing all these lies and half-truths about their short time working for Omori. I said, I don't know how to respond to this. It's so malicious. I need time to calm down and collect my thoughts. So now I'm kind of invested. All right. So this person saying they had a terrible time and they got ousted by OMOCAT and the team and everything. And now someone else is coming and saying that you are a liar. Melon did in fact work 12+ hour shifts. They were not asked to do so and frequently did this without the company's permission and were on multiple occasions asked not to do so. They were paid overtime for their hours regardless. Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying. Like, companies are saying, no, you cannot go home. You are not allowed to do that. That is a liability to us. And a lot of companies do not pay you overtime for volunteering more extra work. You're supposed to get your 8-hour, your salary pay. You usually don't get like time and a half unless they request it. They ask you to work overtime. But if you're just doing it willy-nilly, you can't just sit here and get the infinite money clock just because you want to work harder and harder. It don't work that way. After 3 months of doing this, they started to burn out and worked irregularly for the next 2 to 3 months until they effectively halted work entirely. My understanding of the situation is that our boss often tried to help Melon with their work hours. Melon then became severely ill. We as a team were concerned, so we did tell him to seek a doctor to help with treatment. They did not go to the doctor, to my knowledge, nor provide any proof that they did. As far as I can remember, our boss helped them with their work after they got sick and tried to make sure they were okay. No one intentionally tried to downplay their illness, but no one knew what was going on because we didn't know what was going on. Again, I'm not a spokesperson, nor is this an official statement, but I believe this is due to them breaking contract by halting work entirely for more than half a year. They offered a lump sum and a bonus compensation, but they refused the offer. He antagonized and belittled many team members during his time working on the game, and our boss was the only person who still wanted to give them payment for a contract they did not follow through on. I'm pretty sure this is a public statement somewhere, but the company had almost no funds remaining at the end of production. This is an antidote, but I think we only had funds to pay for 1 or 2 more months of production before going full broke. The person unnamed here was a con man and a grifter who stole the company's money for years. This is a much longer story, and the person made the entire devs team's lives hell. We made an unspoken promise to not speak about what happened, so I won't repeat it. Oh my god. I was one of the main people who helped talk them down from spreading these lies 3 years ago. I genuinely feel heartbroken that trying to be kind about the situation before has led to this. I generally just wanted to handle this respectfully and privately. I will not comment on their actual work on the game. That is not my place. And they were asked multiple times on occasions to go home and not work overnight. Which finally brings us, guys, to OMOCAT, okay? The indie studio created Omori. They made an official response, all right? It all comes down to this. Hi, Melon. I wish we could have talked this out in person to person, but I feel like this needs to be a public statement. When we first started working together, I immediately noticed your talent and passion for game development. I was in awe of your knowledge and abilities and was incredibly excited to have you as a part of the team. During your time here, I saw similarities in our passion for games and art and especially cared about your well-being. When you began working too much, I did not want to diminish your creative excitement, but still urged you to work at a reasonable pace and concern for your health because I often had the same issues. At the time, I thought paying you for all your overtime hours would be enough, but now I realize I should have put my foot down harder. As the leader of the project, it was my responsibility to prevent you from overworking yourself, and I'm sorry that I didn't. Yeah. So, I mean, again, just one thing that a lot of people who are very young like to do is just pour their all and go absolutely crazy into a project to work in order to impress their bosses or whatever, yada, 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 passion. But you got to follow the regulations here, okay? Like I said, there are liabilities, and this is the crash and burn that a lot of employers are trying to avoid. This specific situation scenario is the reason why a lot of employers are like, do not do that. Go home and do something else with your life because you're not going to be doing it here. She continued and said, I genuinely considered you a friend. We had similar tastes and interests and talked for hours at night while we were working together. Since I was extremely focused on making the game at the time, when you left the team, our relationship drifted apart when you stopped coming to the studio, and I apologize for any hard feelings that you might have been left with after that time. When you told me you were getting sick, I urged you to go see the doctor because I was concerned about your health. Since you mentioned that you might have a serious sickness, I wanted to make sure we knew exactly what it was so that you could recover. I'm not sure if you ever went to the doctor, but I hope you got the help you needed. During Omori's development, I offered royalties to those who had been working on the game for a long time through multiple years of hardships. When we first hired you, I noticed the quick contributions you were making to the game and offered you royalties too. However, as we worked as a team, I realized you were also making decisions on your own accord that disrupted Omori's production, such as overriding other people's code, adding unapproved content, and then having to remove it later, and talking down on other team members' abilities. Despite being told not to do these things, you continue this behavior, and I continued to pay you extra overtime hour wages for it, despite the added work and friction it was causing. And I think this is the last response about your contract and royalties. Your contract was breached when you stopped working on the game regularly and then eventually left Omori's development months before the end of production. During development, I tried to keep everything civil and prioritize the game's production, but the reality is that although you did a lot of great work in your time, it didn't reflect the extra amount of work and struggles you created by your behavior. Considering the amount of work done by the other team members that stuck until the end, the overtime pay you already received for causing more work, and the salary pay you continue to receive even after you had drifted from production, I felt that you had already been fairly compensated financially for your time and credited appropriately in the game. I'm not taking sides here quite yet, but it seems pretty reasonable that this might be the direction that things went in. You know, somebody came in, crashed and burned, then got sick, then got ill, and then created a lot of drama and mess while they were kind of in there as well. Anybody who's in there putting 12, 18 hours of work, probably one of those people who are super passionate, so they can kind of get probably a bit obnoxious and also overbearing for other people, because if they're putting in this amount of time and energy to kind of create work, my guess is they're also probably putting that kind of energy into other things. It might be too obsessive. And then they're saying, OMOCAT saying that it's disruptive to the work that's happening. I kind of see this based on my personal experience of growing up and working in different forces and fields and stuff, that this seems to be kind of what it might look like. Anyway, saying that being said, I should have been more verbally clear about what the conditions for the royalties in the contract were. I naively assumed that you were aware that by leaving production halfway, that would break the contract you signed, would also meant legally giving you your royalties. That should be in the contract. If it's not in the contract, then the person didn't read it. But yeah, I'm sorry for not making that more apparent beforehand. The way I handled the situation about revoking your royalties was unprofessional, especially by discussing it with the team since you asked me to, because I am the leader with full control over our finances. I should have been more firm about making the final decision on my own when I offered you a bonus as compensation at the time. I did not think it would be seen as a slap to the face, and I apologize for that. I really regret the way I went about breaking the news to you, and I'm fully realized now that I made the situation worse. I deeply apologize for your experience and do not want to diminish your feelings about it. I should have put my foot down harder, taken more responsibility over the situation, and communicated better with you. If this is something you'd like to talk about more privately, I wasn't still open to that, blah, blah, blah. You can message me anytime. And then that's OMOCAT's response. Pretty good. If there's a lot of apologies, in terms of apologies, I guess, this seems to be on the better end of those. OMOCAT had made a follow-up reply saying, for those making comments about Melon's last DMs, in my last written conversation with Melon, they messaged me about having ill feelings that they needed to get off their chest, but I was asleep at the time. Although they said they would wait a bit for me to respond privately, they made a post venting publicly on Twitter just a few hours later while I was still asleep. When I woke up and was notified of this, I quickly responded to them along with the other team members, and we all talked it out through a call, resulting in exchange of goodwill and Melon taking down the post. Although there are many misleading things that are being used to paint me in a certain light, the provided screenshot of our last written messages is not a representation of my last interactions with Melon. After our last call, I tried contacting Melon through private messages, but by that point, they had already blocked me and I was unable to contact them any further. Regarding this situation, I felt like I had no choice but to respond to them publicly. I lied. Apparently, it's not over. It's getting worse, bro. Okay, Melon Kid has said you ignored my request for private conversations for 3 years. Why? You wrote 2 paragraphs of not listening to me. The overworking is on me, as well as some of the fallout afterwards. My problem was that you belittled me constantly in person for not performing when I got sick. And then there's a reply here with a whole bunch of other different people. I don't know if this is one person or not, but people coming out to saying that, yeah, there was other people who had bad experiences with OMOCAT. Guys, that's the drama that's happening with Omori in a nutshell. I mean, moral of the story is man, I don't even know what you say. Okay, number one, if you're the employee, all right, do not overwork yourself. Okay, it will always lead to a bad outcome. And number two, if you're the employer, you gotta stop that stuff immediately, right, and keep it professional, because yeah, someone's going to get sick or hurt themselves or overwork themselves, and that's going to be on you if you didn't put your foot down. In terms of whether or not OMOCAT is a terrible person behind doors, or this Melon person is, I don't know, lying or making things up, I don't know. If there's more stuff that progresses, I'll let you guys know. But it sucks to see all this drama happen around a game that I really enjoy and love and think is great. And I highly suggest for you guys to play it. Don't want it to sour the whole fact that it's coming out with a manga adaptation too as well. But yeah, it is what it is. But guys, before we get into today's video, I'm happy to announce that today's video is sponsored by Galaxy Lamps. Have you guys ever wanted a personal night sky in your room? Let's dive into the Galaxy projector to see what it's all about. If you've been thinking of adding a little something special to your space, then this is exactly the kind of lighting you need. It will transform any room into a planetarium and give it a truly unique look and feel. But not only that, it's also a smart device. Let's take a look at some of the features. First off, its RGB colors, brightness, rotation speed, on-off timers, and many more are fully customizable. Go ahead and grab your phone. With its app, you can change everything, making it truly yours. If you love using the Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant, the Galaxy projector is on your team. Just say the word and it obeys. From switching on to changing modes. Complete hands-free magic. And guess what? It's energy efficient too. Enjoy your personal Galaxy without worrying about your electricity bill skyrocketing. Those of you who appreciate good tech, this is for you. The Galaxy projector is a modern gadget with timeless appeal. You guys can get your projector by clicking the link below. It's a fantastic Christmas gift that's sure to delight. You guys can use my discount code OMNI to get 15% off. And again, special thanks to Galaxy Lamps for sponsoring today's video. Also, what you guys probably need to know really fast, Poseidon Mythos. We got some VTuber news here, brother. I don't have my VTuber model. Where is he? I gotta figure out how to activate that bad boy. So did you know that us gods are finally taking over the VTuber world? Greetings, mortals. So we got VTubers now, but they are reincarnated as freaking God. And I believe this trailer here has MoistCritikal as the narrator. I'm very curious. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at it.
Get ready to buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, because in a realm where ancient myths and modern obsessions collide on an even more wild plane than Dr. Doofenshmirtz overdosing on Xanax, the world is about to change. For longer than a Reddit mod's obsession for feet,
I don't know, I'm just pausing. Charlie doing voiceover, I think commentary or being a narrator is just so wild to me, right? Because it's like, I don't know if his voice actually fits as a narrator. I just, when I hear Charlie talk, I expect to see his face. That's it. That's all. I think that's the disconnect that I'm having here. I'm hearing Charlie, but I don't see Charlie.
Gods of old have taken on many forms, captivating the hearts and minds of humanity. Now, don't get caught with your pants down, but the divine has found its new avatar. They may look like your average basement-dwelling
This is a
fart-sniffing
dope
streamer
intro.
that puts their pants on one nipple at a time like everyone else, but you couldn't be more wrong. Zeus.
Zeus here, god of the skies.
Zeus? God of the skies? What? Okay, that's pretty hot. What else we got here?
Nice to have mortals underfoot again.
Hades.
Everyone's favorite problem child and monarch of the underworld.
Damn, that's the Hades? Damn, if that's Hades, hey, maybe hell ain't so bad after all. Wood.
His nuts fit in your mouth.
What? What?
Poseidon.
It's your girl Poseidon, Lord of the Seas. I'm incredibly wet.
What? Oh no, my God. What's wrong with y'all, man? What's wrong with y'all? Does this say semen worship? Man, y'all are nasty. Nasty.
Okay. Rise now, ye tarnished. These gods, once revered throughout history, have now manifested as virtual tubers. Together, they form a more badass and cohesive group than me and your geriatric mother, Mythos.
Mythos. So we got a new VTuber agency apparently called Mythos, narrated by MoistCritikal, and we got the gods of, it's a lot of Greek gods out there, a lot of interesting people that can come out, and we got their first line. Agency for mythological gods reincarnated as VTubers for the degenerate era of today. So yeah, if you guys are interested in another VTuber agency with more big booby goddesses, I guess you can never have enough of those. All right, guys, welcome to the segment of the video where we talk about and recap the Game Awards. Okay, a lot happened. Ouch. My hand. A lot happened last night. I was streaming on twitch.tv and we had a blast as we watched a basically 4-hour event that played out that covered some of the, best games that were out for the year of 2023 and also some of the up and coming games that were coming out for the future. Best game of the years got nominated. There was some drama around the road. There was bad jokes galore. There was a lot of events. So I'll recap it. I'm not going to tell you every single thing that happened on the show. Okay. I'm just not. There was a lot of games that I honestly just did not care about, and I don't got the time and energy to go over every single spec and detail about the show. I'm only going to give you the highlights that I think are worth looking over, okay? If I missed something too, feel free to let me know in the comments, all right? Let's start off with the Bill Clinton kid. If you guys don't know, this is Matan Evan, aka the Bill Clinton Rabbi kid. Last year, this dude came up there and spoiled the show by coming at the end of the show, the game of the year, and stood up there and was like, special thanks to my boy Bill Clinton, the rabbi, blah, blah, blah. And he became super famous for being that dude. And then since then, he started popping up on random people's streams and just being like, hey, it's me, the Bill Clinton guy, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he had tweeted, he said, see you tomorrow, Jeff. And everyone was like, oh, man, here we go again. This kid gets back up on that stage. If they don't got enough security to keep people from going up in there, that's not going to be a good look for it to happen like literally 2 years in a row. Especially if it's like the same kid. I can understand if like you blocked the kid and if someone else just jumped up on there, but you got the same kid doing the same thing 2 times in a year. Bro, where is the security? And yet somehow, some way, he posted the picture that said the Game Awards. He made it into the venue. There is no way. If I am running this event and I'm letting people come in and out, I got a picture of this dude that says, do not let this dude come in. I would make sure he is a menace, but you can see here in this picture, right? There are security guards now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got people posted up here to make sure that people don't come forward over here. I think this was the Peacock Stadium. Someone over here said, Jeff, Madonna's in the crowd. He's already neutralized the snipers guarding the stage. Jeff. But yeah, he got, okay? He tweeted, why would they trespass me? I can't believe this. And it's a notice of trespass warning to the Peacock Theater. This is a notice to inform you that you are not authorized or permitted or invited. And on the property at the Peacock Theater, this is a lifetime notice. This man has been banned from the Peacock Theater forever. ever. And he now understands that if he does come back to here, they will contact the Los Angeles Police Department and they will get his ass, which good. I'm glad. Okay. You had your moment of fame. You did the thing. You shot your shot. Now to go ahead and try to profit off of it, like, you know, the Catch Me Outside girl or whatever, but don't come up here harassing the game. Stop making it about you. Okay. You did your joint. We're done. All right. But apparently there was drama. This was something that was post show. Okay. One of my bingo things was that something was going to happen. Maybe the Just Stop Oil kids were going to come out there and make a mess or something. I thought controversy was going to happen during the show, but it looked like it was kind of a clean show until after the event. People were saying that there were some issues. This tweet here saying, you have no idea how much this pisses me off that game developers who spend all their time, blood, tears into their projects and get awarded at the Game Awards can only be on stage for a little time because they wanted to use celebrities to gas up boring announcements. More on that later, okay? There was a huge celebrity announcement and collaboration that I'll talk to you about right after this. But yeah, a quote retweets this tweet here that says, Eiji Onomo, legendary director of Legend of Zelda Tears of Kingdom, being told to please wrap it up at the Game Awards as he's given his speech.
Everyone on the development team truly gave their all in making this game the best that it could be.
Please wrap it up.
プレイヤーの皆さんそれぞれのユニークなゲームプレイが皆さん独自の最大の物語となります。プレイヤーの皆さん本当にありがとうございます。Everyone's unique approach to playing this game can become their own.
The person with this phone is dirty. They were ready to make this tweet. They were like, look at this. Rap. I'm about to post a hit tweet. How dare you? I mean, I get it, right? You were the dude who created freaking Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, you better wrap it up. All right, you better stop playing, man. Let my man's talk. Okay, he got a translator. He speaks Japanese. Okay, speaking from his native language. All right, give him some time, him and the translator to say what they need to say, homie. You know what I'm saying? Now, the reason why people are complaining is because they gave airtime to these two young gents that I'm about to show you. In prior Game Awards, people were complaining that there was too much talking. Okay, these people were on stage, were talking too much. Get them off the stage. You had the voice of Kratos who was talking for like 9 minutes, right? There was a problem. So this year they were like, look, we're only giving people 30 to 45 seconds to say what they got to say, and they gots to go. Okay, that's the new rule. We got to speed things up, ladies and gentlemen. However, when it came to a certain group of people, the celebrities, Matthew McConaughey, Simu Liu, there was a couple of people who came out there who were big name celebrities. They got all the time they want. They were out there having fun and being like, yep, I love gaming and let me talk to you about it and all that jazz. This one specifically, the reveal of Hideo Kojima, which took about, I think, 6 or 7 minutes long for them to talk about a game that's not even close to being developed yet.
Please welcome the visionary game developer behind OD, Mr. Hideo Kojima!
So for those of you guys that know, Hideo Kojima and Geoff, they're like bros. They are literally bromance. They've been bros for a very long time, ever since Hideo Kojima parted ways with Konami after the whole stuff that happened with Metal Gear. They've just been like literally hooked at the damn waist, and he's been almost at every single show. So it's very clear that Geoff gives Kojima, special treatment when it comes out here, and he gets to do whatever the hell he wants, okay? Anyway, if you look at the timestamps, it's at 2:30, and Hideo Kojima is actually only talking for 2 minutes and 30 seconds to talk about this OD show after they showed the trailer. It was a world premiere, okay? And this was also with half of it being the translator and half of him talking, so it kind of doubled up, which I can understand, right? If you come in here speaking Japanese and you're not up here to accept an award, this seems like it's probably the main event kind of situation.
Can't wait to learn more about what you're working on. Oh, wait. Is there somebody else at the door? Everyone, please welcome Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele. That might have been the best moment. Is that Bill? Is that Bill? I don't know if that's Bill or not. But yeah, we got freaking Peele up in here. He's going to be teaming up with Hideo Kojima to make this scary game. It's absolutely legendary to take, somebody who makes amazing scary movies, take another dude who makes amazing freaking video games, put them together, put on a project, right? The whole event between these two talking lasted 6 minutes and 50 seconds, where both of them were gassing each other up, saying that they were happy to be a part of this project. But people felt like, I guess, that they gave too much time and attention to this. Now, me personally, just kind of watching this, I can understand why. Hideo Kojima, big deal, Jordan Peele, big deal. This is something that you want to give at least 6 or 7 minutes of the show too, right? Like, it's not comparable to like someone come up here winning an award for Tears of the Kingdom and then walking off. There's a difference in my opinion, but people got big baby rage mad that these celebrities who were coming out here to show off their games got more screen time than the people who were coming there to accept their awards on behalf of the developer. Another huge freaking announcement that happened during the stream was this. We were discussing films that Sega has announced 5 new games. This was absolutely freaking hype. Shinobi, Crazy Taxi, Golden Axe, Jet Set Radio, and Streets of Rage. All of these crazy freaking games, I've played almost all of them, are getting remade. I'm especially excited for some new Jet Set Radio, okay? That game is a legendary game that people have been hoping and praying to see a remake of, and it's actually coming. This was a huge win for Sega. And apparently Sega's been able to do this because of their recent success when it comes to their recent games and their movies. Sega, they... It's been an up and down with Sega, man. I remember people were talking about Sonic Adventure in the Dreamcast days where Sega was going downhill and down here. You guys probably don't remember, but Sega was a part of the freaking franchise of the console wars, and they got out. They just became a freaking game development company. They couldn't compete. They had the Sega Genesis. They had the Dreamcast, in my opinion, was dope, and I believe that was their last system, but it didn't pan out. But yeah, Sega is on top. Sonic fans, Sega fans, me included, we are eating so freaking good. So good. ironmouse won Content Creator of the Year. My girl Sydney over here, who was an excellent host, by the way, during the Game Awards, was out here, you know, giving some of the nominations for the people who won, which we'll go over shortly. But this was ironmouse's response, or her reaction to it when she did do it, which I don't understand why. Oh, when I was watching it after she wins, they pan out to a like, thank you, thanks. I'm guessing is they have all the people make like a, hey, here's a thank you. What would you like to say if you won? And then if you do win, they played. Okay, that makes more sense.
Quackity's gonna win.
And the game award goes to
Quackity.
Ironmouse.
What?
So
good for her. I'm a huge ironmouse fan. Like, her voice is now so like notable. It's insane. And her presence. She's one of the biggest Twitch streamers that does it. One of the biggest VTubers that does it as well. Very, very happy for her that she took the win. Not to discredit any of the other people, but yeah, glad that Mousy won. To make this recap go a little bit faster. Okay, I found an article that's over here by The Verge that kind of talks about some of the big moments. Okay, Geoff Keighley let video game developers down. We talked about that already. Baldur's Gate 3 is now out on Xbox. Okay, for those of you guys don't know, Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2, they swept everything and won literally almost all of the awards. Final Fantasy 16 got 1 award, and I think it went to like best music, which I called. I was like, this could go to Final Fantasy 16. Tears of the Kingdom only got 1 award, and that was for best adventure game. That was pretty stacked, and that was pretty impressive for them to win that. And then also the other game was Spider-Man. Spider-Man won nothing. They got nominated for 7 different categories, and Spider-Man Miles Morales won absolutely no nominations. It was tough. It's not because Spider-Man was a bad game. It was because this was a stacked year. Resident Evil 4 was out here and barely won nothing, and that was my game of the year. It was just rough out on these streets. As much as I like to joke about Final Fantasy 16 being kind of mid, it seems like Alan Wake 2, which is a game that I need to apparently play, was just too freaking good. Like, I'd never heard about this game. I didn't know about it, to be honest. I think I might have heard of it in passing, but I didn't know it was really that good. And Baldur's Gate 3, I played a couple of hours at it on the PlayStation. I was like, damn, I don't even play Dungeons and Dragons like this, and I can already feel the magic that is in this game. I feel it. I feel exactly what they was doing here, even though I don't know anything about it. What else we got? Final Fantasy 16 stealth launches 1 DLC with another one on the way. That's right. So if you're a Final Fantasy 16 fan, you can play a new DLC literally tonight, right now. You can go ahead and go play it. And then there's another one that's coming out next year, I believe, in May 2024. Finals launches with destructive chaos like I've never seen before. The Finals was a shooting game that looks pretty dope. Think of Overwatch, but in real life. That's what it kind of looks like. And that's available for you guys to play also right now on Steam as well, in case you guys want another shooter in your life. Arcane is making a Blade game. Oh my God. I gotta show you. I gotta show you.
Attention. The sun is currently setting. All citizens are required to shelter the storm.
Turn that shit up.
This look good. Please don't copyright me with the music. Wait, pause. Please don't copyright me with this music, no? Okay, brother? Anyway, barber about to go give this man a cut, but it looks like he already cut his finger.
Relax, man. I don't bite.
Damn, he don't bite because he's a vampire. He's the daywalker. He ain't gonna kill you. He's the daywalker, brother.
Lock up tight now.
Oh my god.
Night's just getting started.
Yo, it's gonna be good. Oh my god. Wesley Snipes' Blade was so dope. And so this game is really good. I think also they got Wolverine coming out. They also got another Marvel game. If they make these Marvel games as good as they need to be, you know, Marvel can see some huge success in the game industry because it looks like they're not doing so hot when it comes to the movie industry right now. What else did The Verge say? They said Hideo Kojima teases the mystery Xbox game OD, which we already talked about. The studio behind Ori and the Blind Forest are making a gorgeous action RPG. Oh yeah, that's right. That was there too. And God of War Ragnarok is getting free DLC this month called Valhalla. And 4 days from today, you can play free DLC God of War. It seems like you can take God of War and mix it with roguelike elements so that you got to basically climb a tower and win. And maybe as you climb the tower and you fight enemies and win, maybe you get different weapons and yada yada, and then fight different bosses. It looks freaking amazing. Final announcement for the night was this, okay? In terms of the big game reveal, Capcom announces Monster Hunter Wilds for 2025. Oh, go ahead and show it to you because it's the big game that they wanted everyone to be ready and excited for. When I first saw this, I thought that was a chocobo. Like chocobo? That's a lot of monsters. I feel like there's an overabundance of monsters. God damn. What the heck? I didn't even realize that was happening to the forest. Just hopping? Anyway, pausing for copyright purposes. Huge freaking deal, okay? Capcom is basically presenting an open world concept for Monster Hunter. Essentially, just think of Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, okay? Everyone's doing open world everything. Now you're getting it with Monster Hunter, which that might break 2025. That's absolutely huge. Monster Hunter Wilds. And I think Rathian comes out here, or Rathalos comes out of here somewhere eventually. Where you at? There he is. My Final Fantasy VII Rebirth fans, we got more visuals in terms of the Final Fantasy game that's coming out, the second part of Final Fantasy VII Remake, where everything takes place in the Golden Saucer. For those of you guys who are Final Fantasy fans, you know that Golden Saucer was one of the best parts about the game, and we're going to get introduced to Sid and Vincent and Kate Sith. A lot of the cast is all coming together here. It's going to be absolutely immaculate. And also this scene right here, if you see right here, this picture of Aerith, she's sitting here looking at you with those eyes, and she comes up like this should be this is a jump scare, okay? This is PTSD for anybody who's you can even see the black feathers falling behind there. Everybody is terrified that the thing that happened before might happen again. I have a freaking hypothesis is that they are leaning towards reversing this moment. Okay, that's my guess. I don't know because there's no spoilers because I have no idea. I'm just guessing off the top of my head. But I think Final Fantasy is trying to rewind the canon events. That's my guess if I had to guess on what they're going to do, because there's no way that the entirety of the world is going to have to experience this moment all freaking over again. And if it does get reversed, if it does get stopped at the last second, then my God, I think the internet will absolutely break. Also, I kind of just want to rewind back to this, okay, when it comes to Spider-Man winning 0 awards, because I saw this tweet here. It has 130,000 likes. People were genuinely upset that this game won no awards. And I will say, okay, as a person who played this game, loved it. I played it all the way through. Like Final Fantasy 16, I had a hard time going through it. This was an easy play, okay? Let alone some bugs and glitches. I highly enjoyed it. But this game, being as good as it was, and me being my racist arc, it had nothing to do with freaking racism, especially if you're talking about Baldur's Gate. We got some representation there. Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2 were just too good, and they were too good. Spider-Man 2 was also, it did have a bit of its flaws. I'm not going to lie. It was an amazing game, just like Resident Evil 4 was. And if you say Final Fantasy 16, you want to throw in there, it was great. If also Tears of the Kingdom, I feel like that was great. But apparently just Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2 were just too strong. That it was too stacked of a year, and somebody was going to keep winning it all. Okay, there was no way that you're going to evenly split all of this stuff. And last but not least, let's go over the winners of the sections. Okay, Game of the Year went to Baldur's Gate 3 by Larian Studios, which is absolutely awesome. Your boy right here came out here with the armor, beating out Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Extremely stacks, but I saw this coming a mile away. Baldur's Gate 3 was just too powerful. Best game direction went to Alan Wake 2, beating out all of the other games I just mentioned as well. Again, a game that I have to play. I was sleeping. I didn't know. Alan Wake 2, I'm gonna need sleep too. I didn't know that this was something that I should be hip to, so I'm gonna probably play that on stream or something, but it seems like the game I gotta play. Best adaptation went to The Last of Us. This was in terms of like taking a game and then turn it into an actual movie. Very surprisingly enough that it did not go to the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I thought that was going to be an easy W over them. They beat out Castlevania Nocturne, which I really liked, Gran Turismo, which I didn't watch, and Twisted Metal, which was on Peacock. Okay, your guy Captain America, dude was actually really funny. They're getting a season 2. That was announced. He came out there as well, started making jokes. I can't remember his name right now. I'm just drawing a blank. But the guy who plays Captain America and the main guy from Twisted Metal, super hilarious. And you get Will Arnett as what's his name? Sweet Tooth. I suggest you guys, if you want like a fun watch on TV, you don't watch too much, and if you are a fan of the old Twisted Metal series, this is a good watch. Best narrative went to Alan Wake 2, beating out Baldur's Gate, Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy 16, and Marvel Spider-Man. I thought Spider-Man might take this one. I thought this might be the one that they might win, but Alan Wake 2 apparently has a crazy, ridiculous storyline that I need to consume this. Best art direction went to Alan Wake. I was hoping that it would go to Hi-Fi Rush, but how is Alan Wake 2 so perfect? It's beating out Super Mario Bros. Wonder and Tears of the Kingdom. Like, huh? Is it really that perfect? Best score and music, okay, went to Final Fantasy 16 composer Masayoshi Soken. This is the one that I called. I said, I have a chance. I literally was like, I think this might be the one that Final Fantasy 16 wins, because when it comes to the audio and to the sound and the music, this game was immaculately amazing. This is definitely not one of the downsides of Final Fantasy 16 is not the music. They did not skimp on that whatsoever. They beat out Alan Wake, Baldur's Gate, Hi-Fi Rush, and Legend of Zelda. Now, best audio design went to Hi-Fi Rush, which I was so happy for. The whole game is based on audio. It's literally a game about audio. So if you don't win and your entire game is about audio design, that would be terrible. If you guys don't know Hi-Fi Rush, if you have not gotten into it, it was a game that basically got like no coverage, no commercial, no nothing, no marketing, and people started playing and be like, why is nobody talking this game? This game literally got marketing by being that good and then people talking about it organically. It's a game where you kind of fight around, but you have to fight on the beat of the game. The entire game is based on the beat, and sometimes the beat changes as well. It's so unique. It's so fun. I highly recommend if you like games that have like the audio type, rhythm type big games. This was an interesting take on it, and it was a huge W, and I'm glad that they won. Best performance. This was a big deal. This went down to Ben Starr from Final Fantasy 16, who played Clive. I've been seeing him all over on Twitter, basically using that Clive voice. This man's been making sure that he is known. Cameron Monaghan for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Idris Elba, Cyberpunk 2077. He wasn't even at the show. Melanie LeBur from Alan Wake 2, and Yuri Lowenthal, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. But it went to Neil Newman Baldur's Gate 3, he was known for his role as Astarion. That's right. You guys, eventually, he's the dude in the beginning. He's the vampire. All right. You find that out pretty instantly. But he's an amazing character. Everyone absolutely loves him outside of Karlash, the fire mommy, which being reminded of Karlash, the fire mommy. Oh my God. But yeah, he played Astarion immaculately. Like, I wanted to keep him in my party. I only played for a little bit, but I wanted to keep him in my party just so that I can just keep having more dialogues with him. He was a interesting character, and he was played very well by this guy. I was very happy that he won this. Innovation and accessibility went to Forza Motorsport. I've been sleeping on Forza because I don't play like racing games, but I feel like for some reason they win everything. So, like, I don't know. This might be a racing game. If you're going to choose one racing game that's not Mario Kart, this seems like this might be it. Best ongoing game went to Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red finally got their lick back. If you guys don't know what happened, the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 was terrible. They released an unfinished glitchy game that you could not play. It was a mess. CD Projekt Red had to make a YouTube apology on Twitter. It was so bad and people were so angry. And over the years, these guys came in and came up with patch after patch after patch after patch, and now the game is apparently freaking brilliant. And they apologize, they follow through on it, and it's nice to see that now the best ongoing game in terms of content went to Cyberpunk. I thought it would go to either Final Fantasy XIV or Genshin Impact or Fortnite. This seemed like that could be easily gone to the other three, especially with Genshin Impact and all of their fans and stuff. But Cyberpunk 2077 got it. I'm happy. I'm happy that they were able to correct the mistake that they initially created, and they made a successful game. Best community support went to Baldur's Gate 3. Beating out Final Fantasy XIV and Cyberpunk and No Man's Sky. They swept. Best indie game went to Sea of Stars, beating out Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Viewfinder. Best debut indie game. A lot of people were upset about this one. Cocoon, which I'd never even heard of. I might have to go give it a look. They beat out the most popular game that people were talking about and playing out, Pizza Tower, which I thought everyone thought got snatched. They got robbed here. That game was absolutely phenomenal in terms of just like playing it. It was a breath of fresh air. I felt like it was the game that everybody was playing for a good amount of time. Never seen or even heard of Cocoon, so I was very surprised to see this switch right here. Best mobile game went to Honkai Star Rail. No surprise there. Best action game went to Armored Core 6. They got the dub. They beat out Hi-Fi Rush and Remnant 2 and Ghost Runner 2 and Dead Island. Best action adventure game went to Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, the one and only award that Tears of the Kingdom got. They were nominated for a lot, but this is it, and that's super rare, okay? Because Tears of the Kingdom was like that game. That was like the game where all the Nintendo fans was like, yeah, this is going to be the best game in the entire world. And then... But it just came out in the wrong year, bro. Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2 said, nah, homie, hold my controller. They beat out Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man, Resident Evil 4, and Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Best RPG. Baldur's Gate 3 beat out Final Fantasy 16. Final Fantasy games are supposed to always be the best RPG, and you lost to a Dungeons and Dragons game. I'm not going to rub it in, all right? I kept saying that Final Fantasy 16, albeit not bad, was albeit not good, right? And I just continue to be validated, but you know, I'm not going to stir no. Y'all enjoy your Final Fantasy 16 DLC, okay? Best fighting game went to Street Fighter 6, well deserved, over God Rock, I've never even heard of, Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, and Pocket Break. Street Fighter 6, I just want to play it right now. Absolutely goated. There was a fiasco recently where they released some skins that looked really good, and I think they were charging people like $100 for the skins or something, but yeah. Best family game went to Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which was the only award that Super Mario Bros. Wonder won. That's huge. This was a new franchise to the entry of the series. Usually if Super Mario Nintendo comes out with a new Super Mario, they just sweep, they just clean, but Nintendo did not show up on the map that much. Best sim strategy game went to Pikmin 4. Best sports racing game went to Forza. Best multiplayer game went to Baldur's Gate 3. Most anticipated game was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, beating out Hades 2, which I cannot wait to play. Surprised Silk Song's not put on this list. I feel like Silk Song is highly really anticipated. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Star Wars, and Tekken 8. And that's it. That's all the awards that I really feel like talking about. Everything else was kind of small. But that was the freaking Game Awards in a nutshell. It was a fun show, I'll bet. There was some tired, sleepy moments. There was some good moments. There was the dude with the flute. You had Gonzo out here as well. It was a pretty decent show overall. I don't know if I would say if it was better than last year. I feel like the Game Awards still has not been able to capture on its like biggest announcement. What made Game Awards basically really hit the map was when they showed Joker do the reveal for Persona 5 come out for Super Smash Brothers, and you flip the card around and it was like Joker's playing in Smash. That was one of the biggest moments in terms of the Game Awards history. So I haven't been able to see that magic yet. I would say this was a decent show. I give it a B-, maybe C+, somewhere up there. It was all right. It was cool. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it with you guys. But as for the whole, it was all right. The games that came out though, I'm super excited for, especially the Sega games. Really excited for the Sega games. And obviously, no Silk Song. Okay, I don't have my clown nose or my clown hat, but kind of sad as always, bro. I'm just sitting here, man. Yeah, I got my Hollow Knight. My dude right here just chilling here, and I'm just waiting to replace it with this thing has been sitting here collecting dust. And I'm just praying, I'm just hoping, I'm just waiting that we can finally get this bad boy. But yeah, that's all about the Game Awards. Let me know how you guys feel. Do you feel anybody got snubbed? What are your remarks? Name anything that you want to talk about the Game Awards in the comments below, and I'll be reading. And yeah, guys, that's all I have for today's video. You made it to the end. Drop a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already. You guys have a great weekend. I'll see if I can get a Lay It Omni out with you guys coming soon. I want to make some more one-offs about, I don't know, whatever you want me to talk about. Always feel free to recommend topics and suggestions to me here on YouTube or on Twitter. And if I find something that kind of catches my eye and is appealing enough, I'll come out here and make fun of it. All right, I love you guys. Y'all take it easy. Brush your teeth and floss so you don't get halitosis. All right, I smell your breath across the screen right now. Yes, I'm talking to you looking at the screen right now with that nasty ass breath. Go do it, because if you don't, it's going to fester and you're going to get gingivitis. It's going to make your teeth fall out and you're going to be that person, and you don't want to be that person. I love y'all. Y'all take it easy. Peace.